Hey, Miss Saibu. My Pan-African village. We're here. You have the Rammteck team. Came all the way from South Africa. This is Mike. This is my business partner. This is the guy that really has helped bring all of my visions and dreams to life. So, Mike, please introduce yourself.
Oh, thanks. Mark Beukes from Rammteck, South Africa. I grew up in South Africa and we started doing this rammed earth business about 15 or 16 years ago. And we've evolved and now we've come to Ghana and to do exactly what we did in South Africa, which was just to uplift community, to create jobs and to train people in sustainable building methods. So that's where we started 16 years ago. And here we are, thanks to Dawn, and bringing not a new technology, but a technology to Ghana and just bringing it in a special way, our way. We've worked 15 years to make it better and to be more effective in the ramming sort of process. And that's what we're here to train people to do. And obviously build houses at the same time. Soil around us is what's in the wall. So all the soil, you can see the exact same coloring there. That's been put into the wall. So basically this house grows out from the ground that it's in, so it's been planted, but it's like I feel like it's almost like a tree that grows out the ground because it comes from the soil and it's growing out the ground. Most of it's local soil, very like 10% is imported soil. So most of it's what we find here. And then we put it through a process and obviously it's compacted into formwork or shutters and that's what gives it its strength. Obviously we put up a shutter and you put it in layers and it's compacted in layers like that and that's what gives you the high compaction rate, so the hardness of the wall. So it's not a mud wall. You can see here it's basically a sand, but it's as hard as concrete wall, So it's very hard, yeah. And those layers are just placed into the formwork. We take the formwork off the next day and you can carry on like that. And again, it's perfectly suited for the local person. You don't need a skilled person to do this. It's just a little bit of training and you're on the go. In Ghana, the standard practice of building in Ghana is they build with a single brick. So all your structures are built with a concrete subframe and they fill it in with a single brick and that's it. So there's no insulation in those walls. So what we're doing, because we're using rammed earth, we're trying to maximize the cooling capabilities of the house. If we have to use brick, because obviously just to change up the design and make it more interesting, we've added some brick portions just to create different elements in the build. So our architect is amazing and he's come up with brickwork. So the brickwork that we do is double wall, so it's 2 blocks. So instead of your normal single block that they normally do in Ghana, there's 2 blocks. One block, there's a polystyrene board in the middle or insulation board. We're trying to change that to coconut fibers just to make it more green, and then a block on the inside. So you can even feel the different temperatures on these bricks right now. This brick is hot and this brick is
This is cool. And this is hot. Hey, it's true.
So the heat.
So instead of the heat going into your house and making your house, as we all know in Ghana, listen, if that AC go out, we are sweating within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So with this, literally, this wall is actually hot, and this is actually cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that just shows, So the heat isn't being transferred because it's got that insulation barrier.
Attention to detail.
And especially, so in this house, the whole house is designed like this, to run like this. So the sun rises that side and sets on this side. So as the sun rises there, it can't warm up the house through that wall because it's got insulation. And as the sun sets, it can't warm up the house through this wall because of the insulation. That's the whole idea.
And that's when you're building smart, really engineered. Don't just come and put a house on dirt. And that was my main thing with even bringing Rammteck and really convincing them to come from South Africa was like, we need to think about building a different way, more sustainable. But what does sustainability really mean? It doesn't mean throwing some solar panels up. It means really being thoughtful and engineering a home that is actually going to be energy efficient in all ways, including the positioning of the house as it relates to the sunrise and the sunset.
Yeah.
So thank you, for that. And I'm excited because you're here in Ghana and your team and our bosses. And, this is just the beginning.
Amazing. When placing the house, we place it in such a way that to reduce flooding, you don't want flooding and things like that. So we take care of that in the earthworks. So as the house is, coming to completion, we do different earthworks. Over here, you can see we've done a big cut, and that's just to get water away from the house, collect on the outside, and then it runs away from the house. So any obviously a lot of these sites are hilly and things like that, so you have to obviously look at water all the time and how you're going to get rid of it. And obviously this is the best solution for this specific